This tractor is one of the best purchases my wife and I have ever made. The issue that I've run into a few times is I need other tools sometimes. Sometimes I need to jump off the tractor and use a shovel. There's not really a good way to carry those things around on the tractor. So I thought instead of spending money on a commercial solution that attaches to the tractor, I would make a DIY toolbox to attach to the back of the tractor here. Because why spend money on something when you can spend twice as much time and money and do it yourself?
Where do you get these great ideas? Since I don't have a brain, they're coming from my stomach.
The ROPS here have some holes through them. There's some holes over here. There's 2 more holes over here. So what I would like to do is build a toolbox that will mount on the back of the ROPS here. I should be able to put a chainsaw in there if I want to. I can throw all of the pins and pieces that I need, wrenches. I would like to be able to mount some things like a shovel. It handles terrible. Mount a shovel or something, maybe on the back of the box. Now let me show you what we're going to use to build the box. Now inside my barn here, there used to be horse stalls. As you can see, there have not been horses in here in a long time, long before we bought this place. There's a whole bunch of this plywood. I'm assuming that was there to keep animals from kicking holes in the wall, like that hole right there. I've been taking that plywood off of the walls. I used that plywood to build our chicken coop, and I can cut those up and make the box. The front of the box, one for the back of the box. Exciting as this is, nobody wants to watch me cut all of the rest of these pieces, so okay, it's not magic. I'm going to go turn that off now. I'll be back. There we go. I've got all of my pieces cut. At least have them cut to width. I need to cut them all to the right length now. But that will be a lot easier to do on the miter saw, which I have right over there. But I need like 200 feet of extension cord, which is what I did when I built the chicken coop. Or I'm going to try using this Goal Zero battery that I have. I don't have power out here in this barn due to an unfortunate backhoe accident. It's not going to run this saw. Clearly, there's electrical things that I don't understand. If you are a company that makes batteries or solar systems or something that would run this, or other power tools, send me an email. This plywood's a 1/2 inch thick, and I would like to be able to put attachments on there for tools and things. I'm doubling up all of the pieces on the bottom, front, back, and the ends. So I will have 1 inch on all sides, probably overkill, but I want to be able to mount a shovel and an axe on the back of the toolbox. I want to be able to attach stuff to it on the outside of the box and not have the wood flex. You can leave comments, tell me how this is a dumb idea. That's fine. That's what the comment section is for. I don't have any clamps out here, but I do have some little 1-inch screws. So I'm just going to stick some 1-inch screws in these to hold them together, and then I'll just pull them out after a little while.
What follows is a brief construction montage.
You can always use your impact driver as a hammer.
We hope you enjoyed this brief construction montage.
Here is the box. These sides here will go on either side of the ROPS on the tractor. There are a couple more pieces that aren't attached, and these are going to go on the inside of those bars so a bolt can pass all the way through. Did make a lid for it. That will go on like this. Next step is to sand this thing and paint it. I will be right back.
24 hours later.
It's all painted and ready to go on the tractor, and it has a lid on it. Now I was just going to paint this thing like black or gray or whatever. When I was at the farm store getting chicken feed and dog food and spray paint, I saw Kubota orange spray paint, and I realized that would be the perfect color to paint this. 3 coats of primer and 3 coats of paint later. Here is my kind of crappy Kubota orange toolbox. On the back of the box, I added those extra pieces. Slides onto the rollover bars there, onto the ROPS, and then bolts just go through the whole thing. I'm going to get this on the tractor, and we'll take a look at how it's mounted on there. There it is on the tractor. This is pretty solid. It's not coming off of there. I left that small toolbox that's on the tractor there. I left that there. I just took everything out. These support pieces on the inside did not fit between the ROPS here and the flashers. So I had to turn those a little bit. At some point in the future, I will relocate those. And by some point in the future, I mean, maybe in the next 20 years. It's not a huge deal. I need to put a latch on this. I need to come up, get some tool mounts, put some tools on here. I got to figure this out. I may have screwed myself a little bit there with the hitch. We'll see. I think everything will be all right.
Several days later.
I've got a latch on here. I'm going to mount some tools on here. I considered a few different ways to mount things on here. Originally, I was going to use some pieces of PVC that I could slide shovel handles through. The issue with that was running into the tires or into the 3-point hitch back here. Considered putting PVC on sideways like this, and that would work. But to keep things from sliding in and out, I would need to put them at an angle or figure out a bungee mechanism. And I fiddled with that for a little while. And then I found these. These are quick fist mounting clamps, and they're just a rubber clamp that screws on here that holds a tool handle. I think I paid like $13 for the 4-pack. By the time I'd figured out the PVC pipe thing and bought bungees or bungee cords to do it, this was probably more cost effective anyway. So I have finished this video like 3 or 4 times now, so maybe this will actually be the last time. The box is on here. It's very solid. Tools are on here, and I just ran this for like 2 hours, 2.5 hours. It's about how long it takes to mow the back field area. A few thoughts after running the tractor for a couple hours with the box on here. You can't see out of the back of the tractor. I knew that would be a problem though. It's not a huge issue, but just, you know, if you're gonna build a toolbox on the back, keep that in mind. I had thought I put this box up high enough that I could clear everything with the 3-point hitch, and I didn't quite get it high enough. If I lift the 3-point hitch all the way up, it does hit the bottom of the box here. Not a lot, but it will kind of crunch into that bottom corner.
Well, duh.
Could have solved that if I lifted the box a tiny bit higher, or if I built the box smaller and between the bars, which I also considered doing, so it's set back in there a bit. Driving for a couple hours in the field, which is pretty bumpy, lots of holes. I think the shovel kind of wiggled down that way a little, but it didn't come loose or fall off or anything. I had this Pulaski on there because it was a bit heavier just to see if it stayed in there. Didn't move a bit, so these work well. I'm glad I did that instead of the pieces of PVC and just sliding tools into them. Everything is coated with a nice thick layer of dust. Pretty windy, and it was nice and dusty back there. I need to go take a shower because I've got dust everywhere. You guys let me know what you think of this toolbox. I always enjoy reading people's thoughts, so let me know what you're thinking. I appreciate all of you. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time. Neighbor's having a lot of trouble with his mower over there. It's like 89 years old. That mower really doesn't sound like it's running very well. It's running, it's a lot of smoke.